Sarah, as an aspiring teacher, do you have specific ideas about what needs to be done in the classroom to create a more safe and affirming environment for LGBTQ students or students who have LGBT parents?
I think the issue of kind of the classroom, and especially as it relates to bullying, is such a broad issue, and really needs to be addressed on many levels, both public and private. But I think as a kind of aspiring teacher, my personal goals are a bit smaller, because I'm a big believer that you can make big change by making small change, or make big impact with small change. And you know, I think things as simple as providing a classroom that really is safe, supportive, affirming for all students immediately gets at a lot of those roots that start bullying to begin with for all students. But then also as it relates to kind of LGBT youth or folks who come from families, that and also for all kids, just expanding in the classroom that sense of what is normal from the youngest age. And that is as simple as providing literature in the books in the classroom that show differing types of families. I mean, if everything you read is mom and dad and one or two kids, then you start to, as students, you start to think, all right, well, is this normal? Is this right? Is this, you know, things like that. And, you know, if you're in your workbook and everything is, if Sally gives daddy one apple and mommy 2 apples, you know, it just very, 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 very small things that show that what is normal is so broad and is not something that's kind of very specific or heteronormative. And I think that's a really small change that anybody can make.
I know this question was directed towards Sarah, but I volunteered at Milton actually this past spring, and this was a topic of conversation on kind of how do you integrate LGBT families, because there were a couple kids who had 2 moms or 2 dads. And the teacher, who was actually my 3rd grade teacher, who's the best teacher in the world and is a really good friend of mine now, said that what she's trying to do is just kind of make it normal. Kind of what you're talking about is that, you know, it's really great to have, you know, Black History Month, and it's really great to have, you know, LGBT Rights Day, but that kind of solidifies it, and that makes it seem like it's a solitary event and not like something that is just supposed to carry on. So one of the things that she always does is that when she makes, you know, math problems, she won't say Jack and Jill have 6 pails of water. She'll say, you know, Jack and Jack, or Jack and Steve, or something like that. And it's just like, it's just normalizing it, and so that it's not something that's very special, I guess is the right word. It's just something that's just there. It's just part of our lives.